Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with 9th standard NCERT Science Unit 7, that is diversity in living organisms. Okay, diversity in living organism. So have you ever imagined what thousands and millions of life form around us? Okay, have you ever imagined? Whether have you compared them any time? Are they same or different? So just consider a fish and a tiger. Are they same? No, right? There is a numerous difference between a tiger and a fish. We can notice it. It is a noticeable difference, right? Or just compare yourself with your friends. You and your friends, height of you and height of your friend, sometimes it may differ, right? So height may differ, nose of yours and nose of your friend, it differs in some like it resembles, but it is again different, right? Same thing like fingers also, we can see our fingers are different, our nails shape is different, our hair color is different, our eye color is different. Like so many differences and many similarities also we can observe with among ourselves, and like many differences we can observe in the organism found around us. Okay, just compare yourself with a monkey. So when you compare yourself with your friend and you compare yourself with a monkey, so where do you find similarities? Here, right? Now, whatever differences you see among you and your friend, be your friends, like between you and your friend, so whether it is height, nose, shape, hair color, anything, now you will see that it is mostly similar when we compare ourselves with a monkey or a tiger or fish, anything like that. Okay, so we and them are totally different. Yes or not? There is some similarities, again when we go to the basics we will understand. So first I'll say about what is diversity. What is diversity? So diversity means what? Range of differences. Like understanding that each organism is unique. Uniqueness. Each organism is unique and the range of differences is called as diversity. Okay. Range of differences in each organism, or understanding the differences or uniqueness in the organism is called as diversity. Okay, so we must know what characteristics are important. We must know what characteristics are important and what characteristics are to be ignored. Like what can we ignore and what are the important characteristics. Like so we have bacteria, blue whale and redwood trees, etc. in front of us, okay, all around the world. So are they different in size? No. Are their lifespan is same? No. Are they same in size? I wanted to ask, sorry. So size, lifespan, structure and color also differs of a bacteria, blue whale, redwood tree, a fish, human or any tiger or any or other organism, right? So we cannot go through million of the organism found all over the earth. That's why we find the similarities among them and the differences among them, so that we can form the different classes and groups, subgroups, etc. Got it? So in order to make groups, we must know the fundamental differences among the organisms. What are the basic differences among the organism? So the basic of classification we will go through. So here we know about Greek philosopher Aristotle, right? He is a very genius person He was a very genius person. So what he did was, he has divided the living organism into these 3 types: living on land, living in water, and living in air. But it is a simple way, like see, living in land, like fish, we and tigers and all, and living in water, fishes, octopus and all, and in air means birds, insects, etc. But being a simple method, it is misleading. Why, you know? Because living organisms which are in water, it includes fishes, corals, whales, octopus, etc., which are absolutely different from each other, which are totally different from each other. Only what is common in them, that is water, that is habitat. Habitat means the place where they live. Only their habitat is common. Hence, this Aristotle's method of classification is not acceptable. Got it? That's why it is not acceptable. Got it? Next we'll move on to what is characteristics. So characteristic of an organism means features or quality belonging to particular type of organism as to identify them. What are characteristics? Characteristic is a feature or quality belonging to a particular type of organism as we need to identify them, right? So for example, human have 5 fingers, but birds doesn't have, right? We can run, but the plant cannot run. Okay, that's the characteristic. We can run, that is our characteristic. Plant cannot run, they are fixed. That is a characteristic of plant. So let us move on to the fundamental characteristic of the organism. Notice, fundamental characteristic of organism is based on the form and function of the organism. That is like form, structure we can say, and behavior also we can say. Structure and behavior of an organism, or form and function of an organism. Okay. So these form and function only the main thing which decide the basic characteristic of the organism. Okay. So here we can say the hierarchical classification is needed. What is hierarchy means? Hierarchy is a ranking, a system in which organism is ranked by its basic characteristics. Okay, ranking of the organism is known as hierarchy. So we need hierarchical classification for the classification of the organism based on the form and function. So these form and function only decide the nature of the cells. Okay, that leads to the nature of the cell. First we will say about learn about nature of the cell. So we know that we have 2 types of cells. That is prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells, right? So in eukaryotic, membrane bounded organelles are present and nucleus is also present. And this membrane bounded organelles, okay, membrane bounded organelles which are present in the eukaryotic cells, that is responsible for the smooth running of cellular process. Whatever the cellular activity is there, no, that these membrane bounded organelles inside the cell. So if this is a cell, if this is a nucleus, we have Golgi apparatus, we have this mitochondria, we have so many other organelles. Okay, so these are the membrane bounded organelles. Membrane will be there, covering will be there. So these are responsible for the smooth running of the cellular process. And nucleus is capable of forming the multicellular organisms. Therefore the basic character of the organism, or basic characteristic of the organism is nature of the cell. Okay, it is the nature of the cell which is a basic characteristic of organism. Next, what feature we are taking is single cell or group of cell, that is tissue. Whether the organism is made up of single cell unicellular or it is made up of many cells or group of cells. So this makes the body design of the organism. Okay, whether it is single cell or multicellular. Basic distinction in the body design of the organism. That's why what means single cell or multicellular structure, that is the basic distinction between or basic body design of an organism. That is why amoeba and a worm are very much different from each other. Got it? A simple amoeba, single cellular organism, a worm like caterpillar is totally different from each other. Next is whether they produce their own food or they depend on the other organism for their food. Producing their own food means doing the process called photosynthesis. So based on the type of mode of nutrition means what? Mode of nutrition means whether they produce their own food or they take food from other. Okay, they take food from other. So this is the main characteristic on which plants and animals are divided into two different groups. And their body design is also totally different. So plant level of organization of their body is totally different. Okay, and animals same, again level of organization of their body is totally different. So these are the two main main mode of nutrition we say, and it is one of the basic characteristic for the classification. This is how hierarchy is developing. Okay, this is how the hierarchy is developing. We are ranking the organism. This is how, like mode of nutrition and what was that, type of cell, nature of cell, whether it is multicellular or unicellular. 3 features we understood, right? Next, classification of plants will be totally different when we compare the classification of animals, because basic design are different. Okay, plants are doing photosynthesis, but the animals they doesn't do any photosynthesis. They just take food from other animals or other plants. So next we will move on to classification and evolution. We know that classification is, we got to know that the classification is based on the evolution. First we will learn like I'll say about what is classification and what is evolution. Classification is nothing but the method of arranging the organisms, into the groups on the basis of similarities and on the basis of differences. On the basis of similarities and differences, we are grouping the organism. That grouping is called as classification. Okay, what is evolution? Evolution means a slow but gradual and continuous process by which previously existing organism develops into whatever existing living organism is there now. That means evolution is a process which is slow and gradual process, and it is a continuous process by which previously existing organisms develops into existing living organisms. Okay, it is believed that the different kinds of living organisms have developed from ancestor of the life form. Okay, so classification is based on evolution, it is said, it is believed, and classification is a group of organism and like into the system based on the similarities and based on the differences. These similarities and differences may be internal or external. That is called as evolutionary history. We can term this as a evolutionary history. Okay. So two species are closely related. Two species means like we can say like a monkey and chimpanzee. Okay, like and many fishes also. There are so many species, right? So two species are related if they have more characteristic in common. Okay. So Charles Darwin, he was the first person to give the idea of evolution. He was the first person, Charles Darwin. Okay. And he wrote a book, The Origin of Species, in the year 1859, sorry. In the year 1859, he wrote a book, Origin of Species. So in which he have told about how the organisms are different from each other and how they are similar to each other. Got it? So the hierarchy of classification are the groups. Like groups, hierarchy means ranking, right? So ranking leads to the group of the organism. So these have been done by many biologists, like topmost of them among them are Ernest Haeckel, he was living in 1894, and Robert Whittaker, 1959, and Carl Woese was in 1977. So now among these three scientists or three biologists, Robert Whittaker was the one who proposed the 5 kingdom classification. That is, 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Okay. Monera, Protista, Fungi, then 4th one is Plantae and 5th one is Animalia. Based on the cell structure, mode of nutrition and body organization. So these are the 3 main bases for the division of these kingdoms. Okay. For the classification of these 5 kingdoms, what was the main basic? Cell structure, type of the cell, mode of nutrition, whether they do photosynthesis or not, and body organization, how complex is the body, simple or compound type. Okay. Now these we know that these biologists, they tried to divide the living organism into kingdom, and Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification is accepted till now. And Carl Woese, what he does was, he divided the Monera into again 2 groups, or he classified again Monera into 2 groups, like that is Archaeobacteria, Archaea, or Eubacteria, commonly called as bacteria. The scheme of further classification of the kingdom is based on Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification only. Okay. So now the scheme of further classification, we know, like first means 5 kingdoms, right? These 5 kingdoms may again divided into phylums for the animal, and for the plants we say division. Okay. Then class, again the phylum, like phylum Animalia can be phylum whatever is there in the Animalia, that is again divided into classes, orders, family, genus, and lastly species. And from plant, kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus, species. And species is the basic unit of organisms. So separating the organism on the basis of hierarchy of characteristic into the smaller and smaller groups, that is the schematic scheme, like schematic representation or scheme of the further classification. Okay, just remember kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus, species. Okay, so we got to understand that how the classification in evolution is related and how the classification has been done. Next, inshallah, in my next video, I'll explain about this. Okay, different kingdoms of the classification, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Okay. So that's it for today. Inshallah, I'll come back with the next video, next part of the chapter. Allah Hafiz. Jazakallah khairan for watching.